So in today's session, I'll be discussing about page block table, data table, data list, repeat, along with the corresponding attributes what we have. So let us assume I have the data here. I have the data. I have the data in the form of 111. At the back, and I have a couple of other records like 333, SFDC, Bangalore, Java. So like this I have a couple of records with me. Now I don't want to see all the records. When you don't want to see all the records, what we are doing is we have created a list view. We have created list view. I am creating some filter conditions. Based on the filter conditions, I'm able to filter the records. Let us say I give all Hyderabad, Bangalore, SFDC. I have created some filter conditions. So whenever you select all the records will be displayed. Suppose if I selected Hyderabad, only those records are displayed to me. 111, SFDC, Hyderabad, 222, Java. Only Hyderabad records I am taking. The list of records which we got, due to the filter what you have selected. The list of records what we got due to the filter what you have selected, those are stored in record set back. So I have record set back. The records which are retrieved due to the filter what you have selected, they are stored in record set back. Let us say you have selected Java. The condition what you have selected is Java. Now in the record set where we will be having 222, 444, Java. So these records are in the record set where. So what is this? Based on the filter what you have selected, list of records what we received, they are stored in record set back. So go back to this, click on the account tab, we are able to see the records. So here we have the filter conditions. So every object have their own filter conditions here. So when I select all records, due to the selection of all the records, we got the list of account records. Similarly, I am saying recently viewed. According to the recently viewed filter, these are the records what we are getting. So based on the filter what we have selected, we are getting the corresponding list of records. These records are saved in the record set where. Okay. In this context, let me go start display. Now, when you want to display a group of records, in the VF page, then we use the list view options. When you want to display group of records in the VF page, then we use list view. list view. So to display this group of records from an object, so from which object you want to display? Standard controller account. Then we have record set where. So based on the recently selected filter, whatever the records are there, they are stored in items. First, let me show you all the list view options what we have. Title, page block, table, title, page block table, apex, page block table, apex page block table, value equal to list of records what you want to display. So let us first see all the view formats, then I will take one by one component and explain. So I was trying to display the data in the form of page block table. I was trying to display the data using page block table. First let me display the values, then we will see with respect to every component what we have. So in this page block table, I was trying to display data. I was trying to display the data a dot name, a dot industry, where A is the one of the record in the list of record. Right. We'll discuss in deep one by one component. Let us first have the overview of. Let us have the overview of all the components which are available to display the data in the list format. To display list of records. So I am going with the page block table, data table. Similarly, I am trying to display data in the form of list. Data list, items, where I was trying to display records in the list form. Similarly, we have one more. Title, where we have repeat. So these are the four formats in which I can display list of records. First look at the four formats. We will dig in. This is the four formats what I created. So let me have a quick view of these four formats. When you are going with these four formats, the first one is page block table, where list of records are displayed in the form of rows. The list of records are displayed row-wise. List of records are displayed row-wise. The second one we have page block. This is a data table. When you are going with the data table, the records are displayed column-wise. You are not getting the standard look and feel whatever we have in the page block. If you are looking at the page block, whatever the standard Salesforce look and feel is there, that is applied to the page block table. If you are going with the data table, we don't find that standard look and feel. It is just displaying the data in the form of columns here. If you go with the data list, it is simply display of list of records, the list format of representation. Repeat, it is displaying the data sequentially. So these are the four components what we have to display the list of records. Let us start with the first one, page block table. What is the use of this page block table and the corresponding properties of this page block table? It is a quick view to understand that list of records can be displayed either by using page block table, data table, data list, or repeat. Any one of the format we can use. Then when to use which format, we'll try to understand. So let me go with the first. I will start with the data table. Okay. I will start with the page block table. Okay. Page block table. So when you want to get a list of records, first standard controller we are giving. Record set pair. We can give any name. I have given items, you can give any name. Page block. Page block title, page block table is a child component of page block. Page block table is a child component of page block. Apex, page block table, value. Value is nothing but list of records what you want to display, those should be passed as value. Value is a list of records what we want to display. It is a list of records what we want to display. Where it is a cursor which will start from the first record. When you got this list of records which are stored in items, then what happens? Where will point to the first record. A, referring to the first record. A dot number, A dot course, A dot city. Once this is completed, what it does? It moves the A to the next level. A will be the next row. My A will move to the next row. So A is a cursor which will start from the first record, moves till the last record. A is a cursor which will start from the first record, move till the last record. Okay. Then we have taken this. Whatever the data we want to display, they are displayed in the form of column. Because it's a table, we are dividing them into columns. Each row is divided into columns here. Now in the column, what you want to display? A records name. A is one of the account record. That account record name we are displaying. Apex column value equal to A dot apex column value equal to A dot 4. Apex colon value equal to A dot 10. So I have created 4 columns in a row. I have created 4 columns in a row. Let's have a preview. So what is this? It is displaying a list of records in the form of row. In the form of row. The first one. We are trying to understand when you got these many records. Okay. Let me go back to this. I have changed my condition to all records. When you change my condition to all records, so the number of records that are fetched are this. Now, I don't want to display all these records. I want to display only two records. I want to display only two records. In that case, what I will give? I will give rows equal to 2. I am trying to create one more page block with rows. Here I am giving attribute rows. When I say rows equal to 2, only two records are displayed. Only two records are displayed. Look at the second page block. Only two records are displayed. So rows indicate how many records should be displayed. Now I am saying first. So when I say first, start from the first record. Start from the first record. Start from the fifth record. When I say first equal to fifth, out of the list of records what we have, start from the fifth record. Out of the list of records what we have, start from the fifth record. So we are starting from Grand Hotels and Resorts. So it is saying start from fifth record. Now we are saying start from the fifth record and give two records. Start from the fifth record, give the two records. So first indicate from which row we have to start. Then rows indicates how many rows we have to display. Next point. If you are looking at this, the columns are not equally distributed. The width of the columns are not equally distributed. So what we can do, we can design the width of the columns. I was trying to take one more page block. In this I am going to use columns width. I am dividing into 100 each. I am dividing into 100 each. I have given column width as 100, 100, 100. We are dividing the columns into equal parts. Go back to this. Look at the columns what we have. So look at this. Now the width of every column is equally distributed. The width of every column is equally distributed. So let me the width of the columns are equally distributed. Then we are trying to apply some CSS now again. Look at the point. We want to apply some CSS. So when you are trying to apply the CSS, first understand what is a header, what is a footer, what is a caption. For this page block, the same page block what you have taken, but here I am trying to understand some properties like facet. Now we can use apex facet, which is used to create. Apex facet is used to create. It is used to create caption for this. Caption for this table. Let us say this is the table caption. Now we can also create header for this table, header for this table, footer. So using facet for this page block table, we can give a caption, we can give a header, we can give a footer. Right. So using the facet, I can give caption. I'm giving a caption here. Let us say we give it so that you can observe it very clearly. I'm trying to create two more here. Two more facets I'm giving. For the page block, I'm creating caption. I want to take header, header. So we have created this. So let us see how this caption, header and footer is displayed. Go back. What happened? Page block table caption. It is header is displayed here, but footer is displayed here. We have header, footer, and caption. Now what I want is I want to apply some styles on it. So how do you design a styles? You want to design a styles. You have to give style. I'm trying to give I was trying to create a couple of styles here, a different background. Okay. So I was trying to create some styles here. So let me take some color code so that we know what we are doing. I was giving one. So I gave some color codes here. Now this styles I gave 1, 2, 3. Now what I'm doing is for the page block table, I'm giving a caption style, caption class equal to 1, footer class equal to 2. Then we have header class equal to. So whenever you say class, it is referring to the CSS. Whenever you say class, it is referring to the CSS. So let us go back to this. For header, footer, and column, for header, footer, and caption, we give some CSS. So the properties like header class, footer class, and header class, footer class, and caption class, we applied some CSS. Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this? So let me take one more page block and let me give you some more properties. On next page block, I am applying some more properties here. I am applying some more properties. So we have align line. So let us say, okay, me give you this. I want, so I have to make it very short so that things will be observed there. And here I have to give style class. Style class is for the page block table. For the page block table, you are giving style class. Where I give style class equal to 4, which means the width as specified as if you are observing here, both are not at the equal level. Both are not at the equal level. Right? Let me give it more clearly. So when I give align, okay, let us go with the same one only. I was taking 100 pixel. What if I take 50 pixel? Is it? I think I have on the div tab here. So let me go back to this, remove that. Basically, this align right will indicate moving the content of the page block table to the right side of the page. With respect to the page, with respect to the page, with respect to the page, this is the page. With respect to the page, whatever the content you got, push this content to the right side. Push this content to the right side. So these are the some of the components what we have on the page block table. Still we have a block called render. I can also still give render. If I give render equal to false, content of the block is not displayed. Render equal to false. Render equal to false. Don't display the page block. Don't display the page block table. So whatever the table we have given, that table will not be displayed. Similarly, we have next one which indicates, let us say, I'm still going with some of the attributes here. Apex, basic, name equal to header, I'll take it. So if you don't want to define, if you don't want to define the class, if you don't want to define the class, we can define inline. You can define inline style sheets. For defining the inline style sheets, we have caption style. Equal to red, I give caption style. This is to define. In case you don't want to apply the classes on the CSS classes on the page block table, then you can apply inline style sheet on the caption using caption style. This is how we are displaying the page block table. So when you are going for a page block table, maximum we can display 1,000 records. Maximum we can display 1,000 records on it. Maximum we can display 1,000 records on it. Okay. So any queries on this? So the advantage of the page block table is no need of defining any CSS. By default, you are getting the corresponding CSS here. By default, you are getting the corresponding CSS. If you want to apply for the rows, CSS for the rows, CSS for the columns, still they are available. So we have row classes, we have column classes using which we can define row classes. Similarly, we have column classes using which we can also define CSS, using which we can also define CSS, using which we can also define CSS on the rows and columns. So this is the format of implementing it. Any queries? Any queries on this? Basically, PageBlookTable is the component which is used to display list of records. Now when you are displaying a list of records, we have taken a variable A which will refer to one by one record from the first record till the last. Now as it is a table, we are displaying the data. As it is a table, we are displaying the data in the form of columns. In the form of columns. So this is the example of PageBlookTable. Let me go with the next example. I am trying to understand what is data table. Trying to understand data table. Let us start with the same. Again, we have standard controller, account, then we have record setback, Apex, page block, Apex page block, data table. The data table we have. The data table we have Apex, data table. Data table is also used for what? Displaying list of records. So here we have items, Apex, column, value equal to a dot. The same way I was creating columns in the data table. The way we have created the columns, the same way I was trying to create columns here. Column value equal to a dot. So this is how I have taken the data. Now my intention is to reduce the number of rows so that we can have a quick view on that. So I'll go with the good. So the data is recently viewed. No. I'm going with recently viewed data. Go back to this. What happened? We are getting the data in the form of columns. There are no borders, no lines. This is how we are getting the data. Now we are trying to apply some of the properties on this. In this, I was applying rules. I was applying the rules here. What is these rules? This will create the lines between every row. I told rules equal to rows. So in this case, what happened? It is creating you the lines between each row. So I am creating here rules equal to columns. When I give rules equal to columns, when I give rules equal to columns, It will give column wise lines. It will give column wise lines. So lines it is giving column wise. So here we have the next one here. Now it is not giving the border. It is only giving this. It is only giving. If I give all, we get both rows and columns. Let me give. I am taking a corresponding value. We have row wise, column wise. Now this is happening between only this one. We are not getting the borders. Look at the bottom. We are not getting the borders. It's only between the rows and columns. Now if you want to get the borders, we need to have one more attribute called frame. So when I give frame, it's only outer. Frame box. When I give frame equal to box, let us see how it is displayed. I gave frame equal to box. When I said box, we got the border for this. Then similarly, it also has some we have the next one. I think we have horizontal lines, I guess. Horizontal lines are horizontal side. Which lines? What is this we are getting here? Not which lines? Vertical lines and okay. Let me quickly have a look at this. We have Apex data table, Apex data table. Let me have a quick view on this. The probable options of frame probable options. So for the frame, we are getting the options of B sides. So let me go back to this. We have which sides. I'm taking one more component. So this is the frame which indicates the border of this. Frame which is indicating the border of the component. Here we have only horizontals. Here we have verticals. If you want to use both, the box we have taken. Right? So this is how we got it. Next, we have one more attribute which is called border. We have one more attribute which is called border. If I take this attribute and give border, I give border equal to. So it will create the border for the component. It will create the border for the component. When you say border, the complete structure is getting rows as well as the columns. Rows as well as the column. Now we are trying to apply some background color also. It has some busy color which I am giving as yellow. The background color I have given. Similarly, it also has the other attributes like header. It also has the other attributes like caption, classes. The same attributes what we discussed just now. All those attributes are available here. What are those? Align, background, border. Then we have caption, class, all this stuff. So let me go with self-padding. When you say self-padding, let us say, look at this. This is my border. This is my border. But my data is starting from where? From here it is starting. So the gap what we got is called padding. The gap what we got here is called padding. The distance between border and the data. That's what we call as padding. So let me give you 10. I'll show the variation here. When you go for cell padding, what happened? Let me give a border so that you can understand more betterly. So, okay, I'll give border equal to. So look at this. The data has started immediately after the border, whereas here the data is started after certain space. So the space what we have, the space what we have, the space what we have here, this space is called padding. This is called padding. Am I clear with this? It is called padding. Now we have cell spacing. When you say cell spacing, space between these two cells. Right now they are connected. I want to give some space here. So which I can give it as when you use cell spacing equal to 20. Space between the cells. Now I told you this gap is called padding. This gap is called spacing. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point here? Cell spacing. This is cell, okay. This is cell padding. I hope I'm clear with this. Right? So as I told, remaining attributes, whatever we have, all are remaining the same. Columns, width, whatever that we have seen with the page block, all of them are here. None of them are missing. All of them are here. Right? This is how we go with the data table. So all the attributes what we have seen in terms of page block table, all of them are available in data table. But the options which are there in the data table, they are not available in the page block. They are not applied on the page block. Data table options, all of them are applied. All the page block table options are available in data table, but data table options will not be applied on page block table. I hope I'm clear with this. Right? So let us go to the next one here. I'll go with the next example. Data list. Next example is data list. When I say data list, they are represented in the form of list. Whatever the data we have, the data is represented in the form of list. Standard controller. Records it where items. We have page block, data list. When I say data list, value means list of records. Value means list of records. What are the list of records we have? Items. Here I am giving a dot name. Let me display the data here. We are trying to display the data in the form of list. in the form of list. Let's have a preview of this. We got the data in the form of a list. It is in the disk circuit. Now there are no extra attributes available here. Very less number of attributes are available for the list. So like direction, first from which row I have to start, ID, and all of them are come. Only the additional type of attribute what is available in. So we know what is rows. How many rows has to be displayed? Style sheets, title, type is only the value. I give type equals square. I was trying to create some ordered list. O stands for order list. L stands for list item. So like this we have. Load industry. So I have taken type equal to 1, type equal to square, so it is going to give you list of records for this. It's taking the time. So it is used to display list of records. Type. It is a square, it's a numbering what we have given. So it specifies what format we need. Type of the data. In which format the type of the data need to be represented. So this is all about the data list what we have. Repeat component we'll see tomorrow. It takes repeat will see the repeat concept component tomorrow.